Despite releasing almost 8 years ago, Assetto Corsa is still one of the most popular driving simulators on PC. Since the development of Content Manager and Custom Shaders patch, Assetto Corsa has been able to gain more of a modern feel despite its age. Today I'm going to share some of the less known quality of life mods for AC to make it feel a little bit more like a modern sim. The first change fixes one of my personal dislikes about AC, and while it's a small one, it's the sound that the curbing makes. You can decide for yourself what you think, but to me this modification makes a huge difference. This is from the custom miscellaneous sound pack by Mr. Mike on Race Department. As it says in the title, it replaces many of the miscellaneous sounds, and I think my favorites are probably the sand, the curbing, and the pit stop sounds. It really makes it feel a little bit more modern with a little bit higher quality and revamped sounds. Adding onto this, simply replacing a car's sound with an improved version, or a sound you feel better represents the car, can make a huge difference. You can find replacements for just about any Kunos car on Race Department, and driving with some of these can make the car feel completely different. The next mod comes from Peter Bose, who you may recognize from the creator of Soul. Here I'm using the pure 0.102 version with the high-res Skydome textures available from his Patreon. And while this looks incredible, these are ultimately just skyboxes. And depending on your preferences, you may like the 3D clouds that you can visually see moving as you drive under them, and ultimately this may just be a modification better for taking screenshots rather than to use while driving. Finally, AC GUI by Costcop is a simple mod which just revamps the user interface and adds a little bit of modern touch. And while this is such a simple modification, just having these little simplified logos and transparent backgrounds really can make it feel a lot nicer. While newer versions of Custom Shaders patch also bring UI improvements, before those are implemented, this is the best option for a fresh feeling UI. Again, you can look at the Race Department page to see all the changes for yourself, but I think the biggest improvements are definitely the pit UI and the little flag icons that show up in the top left. That's it, and I think that these 3 small changes can really give that modern touch that AC has lost over 8 years, and while some of these are really small or just graphical adjustments, they can make AC feel like a completely different sim. Hopefully you thought these changes were as cool as I did. If you want to try them out for yourself, the description has all the links from the stuff that I used, but that's all I've got. If you want to leave your thoughts down in the comments section, I'll take a look at them, and otherwise, have a good one.